Hey everyone, let's jump into this one. It's only just started because you can tell they haven't reached the next font. So we've only had a turn or two. Ooh, so we seem to have Mix and a Valdaki Sweeper. Right, that's good. The Lichling comes rushing in. That just opens up Sircan to be a bit of a nuisance. There you go. What are you doing? You're just lining up so you can go take the font. He will rapidly fly over there. 8 speed, so nice. And we've got the first hatch. So when you see mixed battle groups, generally speaking, they play mid to late game, I would say. The main reason for that is they're looking for value out of these pupae. They keep dropping them down, and with the differences between the brood bonds, reducing those cooldowns, it makes a big difference. Hello, what have you equipped on him and sent away? A Lasher Helm. So, as usual, unfortunately I can't see the full state, so I'm not sure what the full bonuses are for them, since it won't show you here. But for Sundered lands, extra +2 armor if you're full faction, 1 armor if you're not. Forsaken Wastes, I believe, only just get the Dead Magic Zone and cooldown reduction when a champ dies. So you won't be able to see very much, but we'll work it out quite ably as we go through. So the aim with the Lasher Helm here is they're just putting this guy on a timer, so he's a bit easier to kill. Just so he wouldn't be able to stall too much in the font. So the question is, what is the next plan going to be for Elvesrule? First, we now equalize the fonts, so it's going to be a game around the mid. Full hero mode Sircan, he's just going in ham. Too much AP. I think we are about to see this thrown off the cliff. To the cliff with you? To the cliff with you. That makes this a very awkward battle. So realistically, you could do that, you'll get the PoxNora, but then there'll be no one contesting. Sircan potentially has his defensive strike up, so he's still going to get an extra hit in. And Autophobia has kicked in for this coordinator. So he's going to be moving very slowly until we see another mix deployed. And that is going to make this a lot more challenging for Elvesrule, because he has to put up with this Sircan with some pretty solid range. Good little bit of mobility, but where he's really dangerous is the ability to ramp up slowly but surely. So he's got +2 damage. This guy also has +2 damage. +2 damage. Interesting. That's probably an underdepth split, is my guess. So the choice is, the fun thing about this, which is actually quite odd, is charge will give you +3 damage, bringing this up to 12. However, Scoured is scoured for 3 turns. I think it actually equates to about the same damage. Because if I'm correct, you'll then do 9 damage plus the initial bit, which will do 2 and then 1. So it equates to the same if you do an attack with charge or an attack with scoured. The big benefit, obviously, with charge is front-loading it unless you're doing multiple attacks, in which case the -1 defense is beneficial. Okay, we're interested in getting rid of the Lichling. Doable. It's doable. Unfortunately, it's not going to be doable with this on its own. Is that another quarry mark? Perfect. That was just enough damage with the hunter equipped, actually, to get this, and that's going to bounce up to you. So he is now on the clock. And what was deployed, just to make sure I've tracked it? A mix slasher. Another Lichling. 2 attacks to get rid of it. It's worth it. This, at least now, is going to have the speed to get closer, and the slasher will be in time. So what he's really doing is making sure he's going to have the ability to contest this font. So that was a really nice play with Quarry Mark, just to make sure that this guy got hunter equipped and guaranteed the kill. So that's some very nice calculation. And it's also nice that he's blocking those equip slots, since Forsaken Waste does have the odd equipment that they usually will want to play. I think we're going to see this guy come up here and grab that Nora globe at the very least. And unfortunately, this pupae is going to be taking up quite some time to get to the battle. At least it's free meat, so that has its own benefits. There you go, to the Nora globe. Probably leave that be, because there's nothing of great use that he can do now. We're probably seeing a slasher moving to this area, and he will probably be unstealthed, I imagine, due to the fact I think that sand is going to go away, since that only was here due to the that was it, the worker drone coming out of the pupae. I'm assuming he's going to have to play defense and hope that probably that the sweeper is not going to go down, is my guess. But he's trying not to let it take too much damage, because I think he wants to be able to jump back in and maybe perform another sweep. Ah, the big boy, Broodlord. Here's the little one, young mixed drone, and that was it, the Sand Veil. As I thought, the Sand Veil is gone. That's probably, yep, Banner. Banner up, and an Elder Vampire, who will want a phylactery. So his big thing is, basically, I want to invoke, do a good bit of damage, and gain a bunch of HP. So he's pretty cool. And the strength of body will make him quite a monstrosity. Now we're on the defensive play, so it looks like they're setting up just so that they can get a good amount of late game and let this guy just keep ramping, I imagine, is going to be the aim of the game. We shall soon see. Okay, so the guy is still probably in the right areas, because this is just classified as dirt. Oh, it'll be curious to see how that comes out and what that looks like. He's got to start moving up. So the question is, right, with the seismic leap, he is able to at least catch up for a little, but he's really gonna be unhappy with Zirkan being able to just fire shots in. So one of the things, whilst we're waiting for them to make their minds up on how to actively engage, is I'm really happy with the amount of small changes that PoxNora is getting. I think it's a lot to look forward to, and it will help cycle through some of the battle groups until we can really get the next patches and the real big things. You know, because I know that we do want to get runes updated and adding more in. Just waiting for the opportunities. So in the meantime, I'm actually quite happy with the adjustments people are making. I think it is a benefit to the entire community overall. Just unfortunately, some people will like it, some people won't. Just the way of it. There we go. So this is a lot of thinking. There was some calculation going on. I'm wondering what he was trying to calculate. You might as well take, if you're going to run away, it almost wants you to take those 2 steps and get the regen. That's what I thought. So he's going to be taking the 2 hits, most likely here. Ooh, Canaan Cultist with empathy. It's an interesting choice. So he's going to get, 4 HP per turn. I mean, I don't think that's a bad play at all. The sweeper wasn't going to do very much otherwise, so the choices are literally, do you send it in to do a tiny bit more damage and die, or do you take more time to heal up? Hello. Deploys the Dark Apprentice. That was why. There's the Dark Apprentice up there. Another leverage, gains favor. That's pretty cool. So we're going to start trying to give them HP. It's almost as if he's a battery to get these guys nice and healthy. We have the young mixed drone that's still traveling. Ah, okay. So he's going to use this to start threatening to contest. That's actually a really nice choice. So you're just making sure you stay in range to give him that extra 2 HP. He should also be getting that. So the real question is, do you go in or do you stay out? I think the problem is, if he goes in, this guy is going to take a horrific beating and also get hexed, so he won't be able to do anything on the next turn and will probably die that quickly. So it's left with, where's the follow-up? Where's the actual follow-up damage? And I think that's what we're seeing. The lack of ability to go in because there's not going to be enough follow-up damage at this point. Because I don't think the slasher's got enough right now to do that. He's keeping it really nice, so he's trying to get the most out of both the Sundered Lands passive with the extra 2 regen and the empathy, just to try and boost this up so it can definitely spend a bit more than 2 rounds in there. He has potentially opened himself up to this Invoke Life Leech. I would be looking to see if I could get it across all of them, because that would be worth it. Because he's got to have 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's definitely got the ability to drop that Invoke. Another tap. Here we go. So we've got 55 HP now. Oh, a Moby. Mobilization. Another 5 HP, so he worshipped. So worshipped Lich. So they've all gained regen free. That's actually really cool. Okay, and there's the 5. Fortunately, you don't have enough for an attack other than the blood. 1 HP. HP, but we've still got the Lichling. Nora Globe goes over, there's no one in the font to contest, but there is still that mix that is currently stealthed. I believe it's the Slasher, which will potentially be able to do some really abominable damage. So yeah, that would be about 72 HP he'd be at. This has got the ability, I assume, that the Scapegoat is active, and most likely on the Valdaki. He's got 3 to 5 range, so really this is an opportunity for this guy to go in and then try and force that Dark Apprentice to move. 2 and 3, and then there's 6. Yeah, unfortunately he won't be able to do it this turn, I think. Because he would be able to use Sweep, and if he uses Sweep he can either knock that back or he can just go into melee and try and encourage him to run away on his own. But I don't think there's too many things he can do. Nope, he's going to go this way, so we're probably going to see a sweep here, I imagine. Or is this just... Nope, just an attack. So this is just to contest the font. Telekinetic Thrust. Hello, what did we have here? Makes defensive swipe. Hits. Makes a sweeping strike, and that's why. And there it is. That's the Slasher. That's some good damage. Is that enough to get in range? No. That was some very nice damage there to actually clear all of that out in one hit. And to start doing that insane amount of bonus damage. Enough to grab the Nora Globe, which is, you may as well, because you're dead otherwise. Okay. Fair enough. Quite a few extra things, and we're going to get rid of that, are we? You're just deciding if it's worth 2. It is for you. Yep, to uncover them. And that's just so we can get the hexed on. So even though this guy's going to regen 6, he's still got to survive at least 13. And he's got the problem that with Hunter Walker, plus 3. So we've got 12, 14 damage. And he's got 13 HP. This guy just needs to charge and he's gone. What have you gone for? Yeah. So that's just to make sure he's a nuisance and can't be removed so easily. However, I'd imagine with a relocate ally to bring him hopefully in range. Boom, and charge. Down it goes. And still get the Nora Globe. This has an Oblivion Shield, so that's the perfect way round to attack. Now he is going to take 8 damage on his next turn, so it's not going to be enough anyway, because he's going to take 8 damage and heal 6. That's worked fine though. Hunter equipped, Hunter Walker, plenty. The interesting bit for me though was how, even though the Oblivion Shield took, we'll see it in the chat log slowly, or at least I'm going to try to, we see the bit where suddenly he takes 4 damage, which was interesting because he took 4 damage, which isn't from the attack because that was blocked, so he must have taken it from Hunter Equipped and Hunter Walker combined. So that is a very interesting combo. Now it actually puts quite a bit more pressure on Forsaken Wastes at this point, especially with the Eternal Lich now gaining this Lasher Helm. I think what we'd probably really want to see from them is getting rid of this Dark Apprentice. I think that'd be something I would want to personally look for, because this Dark Apprentice is actually providing a lot of value in terms of healing. So let's see what he goes. It's either that or he's got to try and see if he can deal with Sirkin. So that goes for the contest, which is good. Will this win long term? Unsure. I hope everyone enjoyed watching, and I hope you have a fantastic day. Bye for now.